Who are you?
I am Joe.
And why are you here?
To tell you about League of Legends.
Alrighty then. Well, you did a little bit off camera. And you did a terrible job.
Listen, man, it's stressful. I'm not very good at explaining this.
Will, what do you know about League of Legends?
League of Legends, I know, is apparently the biggest game on the planet that isn't Minecraft. The championship, tournament that was, played on ESPN and online apparently had more viewers than an NHL match, normally does.
That's not fair.
I mean, you guys probably get more than an NHL match.
That's true, yeah. So basically, Joe, I know you play League of Legends.
Not very well, but I do play.
You play more than Bob and I do, which is not at all.
Yes, I've never touched it.
So exactly what is League of Legends and what is, the MOBA genre, would you say?
What does MOBA stand for?
Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. And so what it is, pretty much, is the main premise is it's a 5v5, and you just need to destroy the other team's nexus or base in simple terms.
Is it 5 actual people versus 5 actual people?
It mostly when you talk about competitive and everything, that's what it is. There is a 5-player versus co-op mode, which is what you'd start off as beginning, and you kind of gain experience from there. Where you play 5 computer bots. There's different levels, intermediate, beginner.
And I know that there's 1 million characters. Or, I'm sorry, champions.
Yeah.
Champions, yes.
I got that right.
Please be correct about this. There's 117, 20. I don't actually know the exact number.
Oh my God.
There's actually one new one that was just released yesterday.
Wikipedia says 120.
All right.
Oh, so they keep adding more and more.
They release usually one every couple months, sometimes every 4 weeks, as my partner off camera decided to. No, they release them, periodically. Sometimes there's a bit more of a gap. It's no set schedule. Any given time they're working on 15, 20 champions. So,
is the champion something that you can level up?
Every game you play, you start at 1.
Oh,
and then at the end of the game, it's wiped. You gain experience overall, which you use your account levels up also to level 30. And when you hit 30 is when you're allowed to play competitive.
So your account levels up, but your characters don't.
But your characters don't. In game, you start at 1 every game.
Runes and masteries.
We're not that far yet.
No, it's part of the leveling up thing.
Would you care to discuss that then?
All right. So
I'm really curious about this runes and whatchamacallits now.
Well, as your account levels up, what you can buy is you buy different. There's a ton of different runes and masteries that kind of like any RPG has masteries where you level up skill points and what you want your character to do, AP attack damage abilities. So your account as it levels up, per level you gain 1 mastery point. And then you gain what they call IP, which you use to buy champions or runes, whatever you want. And then the runes, what they do is they just give you added bonus base stats to whatever character.
So you said the game is free to play, and you mentioned buying certain power-ups and things like that. In your experiences, have you put money down on extra?
Yes.
You're smiling. That means yes.
way too much.
Okay.
I care too much about what my character looks like.
Do you feel that is necessary?
Wait.
No.
Is it free to play model?
Yeah, it's free to play.
It's free to pay. It's free to play. Yeah.
It's free to pay.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay, but no.
Yeah.
No, it's free to play.
So what are you paying for?
The only things you buy are aesthetics.
Okay. So
skins for the champions.
So it doesn't actually affect your gameplay.
No,
Okay.
they don't.
Good.
They don't actually provide any stats whatsoever.
Okay.
It's all just. I mean, they do have the buy and you get extra IP for wins and stuff, but that doesn't affect how you are in game. It will help you level a little faster, but that doesn't even really mean much because the level cap doesn't. It just means you can play ranked, but it doesn't mean you're actually good.
So, I mean, that's a similar structure to the way Dota 2 is set up.
Yeah.
Have you played other MOBAs like Dota?
I've actually never played other ones.
So there goes my question of how it compares
this is my
to...
first one.
Is StarCraft considered whatever the hell you're talking about?
StarCraft,
I don't think it's a MOBA.
It isn't. I mean, I know that the MOBA genre was built out of a Warcraft mod.
Yeah, the
but
Defense
other
of the
than that,
Ancients.
yeah.
From what I've heard, Dota 2 is a little harder. on beginners.
Yeah.
It's a little more complex. It's a little like, I guess the mood is darker overall. Like League kind
Yeah.
of has like fun cartoony type look. So Dota 2 is definitely like darker, a little more complex. There's like some skills in Dota 2 that aren't available in League,
Right.
and vice versa. But you know,
So-
fanboys go back and forth all day.
So, in terms of difficulties, people like us who've never played before, how do you think we would fare like in our first go?
We also hate RPGs.
Yes, that's also especially like the
Even
point,
though I'm loving Destiny.
even like the,
That's
especially
like
like
kind of an RPG.
the point
I mean-
the point and click style. Like I tried Age of
screw that.
Empire 2 and I just wanted
I
to put my
loved
fist
Age of
in the mud.
Empires 2. I loved it. I was horrible at it.
Yeah. So
Definitely League is better than Dota for that. I think.
yeah.
It's definitely easier to get into. It's not as much grinding on a per game basis, like as like an RPG is, you know, where you sit there and kill like the same thing.
Yeah.
There are minions and you have to kill them.
Okay.
What it is the goal is in the game is you want to gain gold faster than your opponent. Is
Okay.
essentially like the game because you want to get better items quicker and then you push harder, you kill them.
That sounds
Whatever
a
you
little
need.
bit like Age of Empires.
Yeah.
So like you get gold in a couple ways. There's objectives on the map that you get, and then there's like a dragon. Baron is like the main one. There's like some jungle camps that give you like your character buff. And then there's killing champions. Obviously, will get you gold like enemies. And then there's the basic one, which is killing creeps and minions.
Oh, are the champions always other people?
Yeah, if you're playing a PvP match.
But they
it could
can
be,
they
it
can
could
be
be co-op.
bots.
It could be co-op.
Oh, okay. How long do the matches last?
A bot match will be probably like depends on how good your teammates are. Maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
That-
Like average match.
That's a co-op, right?
Yeah, that's a co-op. Average match time is anywhere. Is probably between is like 40 minutes average for like a Summoner's Rift. There's a couple different game modes.
Summoner's Rift, buy a t-shirt, bustatees.com/Summoner's
Buy the
Rift.
shirt. But that's the main one when everyone talks about League. They usually talk about
Those little
Summoner's
40-minute
Rift.
matches.
Yeah.
So I was watching some videos of League and Dota and other MOBAs before you got here, and it looks like there's a lot going on.
You did research.
I did
There
research.
is a lot going on.
So, like, have you ever found yourself like lost or confused, or like ever like F this S, I can't do this? Or...
About the whole like first 3 months I would play, I wouldn't play without people who knew how to play the game.
I keep hearing that. A lot
You
of
know.
people.
Yeah, I
You,
know.
you need people that like
Yeah,
already
I
play
mean,
the game if you want.
Yeah.
I would say at least when you're starting out because you don't know anything
yeah.
and you really like are kind of just lost. You definitely like helps to have someone like one or two people to be on to play with and like just tell you what's going on.
I've just heard it's very confusing because there's 120 champions
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's weaknesses for all of them.
Yeah. There's a couple few that go into flavor of the month that are like pretty like, beefy, but like, most champions have like definite counters like in the game, and like there's certain matchups you don't want to take, and yep, that's pretty much there. But they do a good job. They Riot rotates. There's like 10 to 20 free champions a week. So if you're like a new player, that's like pretty much what you work with, and you just go in on that, and gives you like a nice variety.
So how do you get new champions? Do you have to buy them with your gold?
By winning, you get in-game gold, and you buy them with that.
Okay.
All right.
You still don't have to pay anything.
No, if you don't want to pay any cash, you don't have to.
And the updates and expansions are all free, right?
Yeah, it updates. They pretty much patch like every couple weeks. Every Tuesday there's like a basic patch. But every couple weeks they'll update like something. They're doing like a whole rework of the map soon. And
Because I've seen for like, especially Summoner's Rift by the t-shirt bustatees.com, that has gone through many iterations.
Yeah.
It looks
If
a
you
lot
look at
different
a
now.
lot of the older videos of like ranked play and whatever, it's definitely a little rough. But even after this, actually, the World Championship is starting tomorrow. Actually.
Oh, there we go. Timely.
So after the season, that's when the season officially ends because they do their seasons.
Okay.
It doesn't have anything to do with people not playing ranked, but if you're playing ranked, that's what it is. There's seasons that are like spring, summer, and like this is the end of season 4. So after this, they're updating the map like fully.
So you've told us all about the game itself and a little bit on the culture surrounding the game, especially with the championships. So now, why should we play it?
Yeah.
Because it sounds.
Should we play?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like we should.
It sounds
think
very
a lot
involved.
going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Am I gonna have to buy a book? Am I gonna have to do research?
It's not a genre we're typically into.
I think
So.
if you have people who are playing it that you play it and have fun, you don't really need to really research anything. You just learn as you go and just screw around and have fun. If you want to be like a serious like ranked player, you should do research. Like you should definitely figure out like how to like people get hardcore. They have like videos on like how to lane and like how to do everything.
Yeah.
I think the like benefits of like getting into it. There's a lot of replay value. Like every game is different. There's always different matchups, different champions, like different people getting buffed and nerfed, and like always like there's always stuff going on. I guess that keeps it like fresh. But it also takes like you have to be like, you either have to know people or be like someone who's kind of competitive. You want to do Summoner's Rift because it's like a lot of people take it really seriously, even if it's not ranked. They want to win.
Oh yeah.
So the answer is no. We don't want to play this game.
So
sounds like I don't. I do. You know what I want to play?
What?
Hearthstone. I want to get into that. Hearthstone.
That's like
That's
kind
like
of the same thing.
that's like up there.
But it's
with
on
it.
my phone.
It's on your phone and it's cards.
It is
So
cards.
it's not. It's not like you're watching just little tiny men run around battlefields.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I'm trying to understand here, because I never part of the reason why I don't understand esports is that it's like when you watch a video game, there's not much to it. Like I was watching League and I'm like I can understand like when you're playing it, it gets intense, but like just to see little men run back and forth with all this like colorful shit bouncing off the screen, like to me that's just like I have no idea what's going on. I'm already lost.
Isn't
It's
that
not.
football?
No, because at least they're wearing two different colored jerseys.
They need a human element.
Yeah, I mean, because at least like with Street Fighter, like there's chances of like reversals, like everything's like big and up close.
I did
and
see a
visual.
StarCraft tournament at Comic-Con last year, and it was pretty intense.
Yeah,
I would say like, well, also watching it online is one thing, but
yeah,
seeing it live is like you get really sucked into it. Like I saw like the League playoffs last year at PAX Prime, and you get hyped for it because but it's also like I think the League of Legends fan base is pretty they're pretty intense.
yeah,
Like they're really into the game. A lot of these people, and a lot of them, they play competitive online. They're not like top tier, but
yeah.
they still care about ranked games and they play competitively.
Yeah, it would help if you're actually interested.
And now you're like, this is like, like you see someone like some pro player pick your champion that like you're really good with. And you're like, oh man, that's like my champion. Like let's see how he does, like what he does with it. And then you see like he makes like a really awesome play that you like. It helps like it's different from football and that stuff because you actually play the game.
Yeah.
So it's like you can kind of relate a little bit more to it, and
so,
you're like, oh, that like he like did like a like flashes a move where you like teleport like a short distance, and it's like, oh, he like flashed over that wall and got away. It's like that was like really impressive.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna try that when I go home.
Like
later.
everybody has the same tools. It's just depending on like how you work
like
with those
seeing
tools.
seeing how these teams coordinate like their attacks and they time everything, and it's like. They start off the same as you in the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, that's like...
I like how you're talking about football as if it's not something that's possible to play. It's like, no, you just can't.
Yeah, I know, but like, how many football fans like...
No, you're 100% right that none of us here at this table are going to be playing football.
I like football, and I'll watch it like every Sunday, but... You don't see me out there playing football.
I know.
I'm far from it.
But you talked about it like that was off the table.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not... I can't do that. But League of Legends I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, even then you got people play like flag football and stuff, so that's kind of like that too.
There are many different kinds of football, just like there are many different kinds of MOBAs.
There are.
So,
Find one that's right for you.
I'm probably going to pick Infinite Crisis because it has Batman in it.
So, anything else to add?
That's, pretty much it. Just, I think it's one of those games that if you're competitive and you really it takes a lot. It's a lot of thinking too.
Yeah.
Because you have to time when you're gonna go in, when you're gonna should I commit to killing this guy now or should I not? You gotta memorize when he last used his skills and stuff. If you're into something like that, really into it, it's definitely worthwhile to play. But if you're looking for a casual gameplay and you have friends that play, it's also worthwhile.
Okay.
But if it's you're just going in alone, you gotta be careful.
I'm typically looking for mindless adventure/shooter games.
Yeah.
So, Doesn't sound like my cup of tea.
I
You should
like
go to Counter-Strike.
No, I am horrible at that. I always go back to every couple of like months. I'll like jump into Counter-Strike and then I'll go, oh yeah, I'm terrible at this.
Yeah, I'm one of
Once
those.
a time I used to be good at Counter-Strike.
I'm one of those art house assholes who likes a good story and narrative and gets involved with the characters and like what's going on.
Well, they
an
are
asshole.
totally revamping their war.
Oh, they are.
They're starting from scratch now.
All right.
I did
Apparently.
hear about that.
All right. You sold me. What about you people?
I can sell you.
What about you people at home? Are you now interested in playing League of Legends? Or if you do already play League of Legends, why do you love it so much?
And why are you watching this video?
Yes, you should be watching a League of Legends video. Leave comments below. Add us on Twitter. Add him on Instagram.
Nowhere.
Okay, nowhere.
Don't talk to him.
Don't talk to him. He doesn't exist.
Thank you very much. Have a good week.
Since the start of the New 52, it's been very clear that DC has one singular vision it wants all of his titles to follow. This runs the gambit from artwork adhering to their house art style, which we've talked about previously, and also similar writing themes and tropes that are put into all the books.
Me and my friends have been obsessed with Destiny. I wanted to do an episode of us playing a quick mission, so the plan was to record one mission around 10 to 15 minutes, and then do another one for safety. But the first mission we did ended up taking us 2 hours. It's the Summoning Pits mission on the Moon, and let me tell you, it's the pits.